Breaking news out of Berrien County, where a county commissioner telling ABC 57 News 3 people are dead following a shooting at the courthouse in St. Joseph. My producer telling me now that we are on standby for officials to speak at a press conference that is ready to begin here at any moment. We're getting a thumbs up from a reporter there on the scene. It looks like a deputy from the Berrien County Sheriff's Office as well as a state trooper with the Michigan State Police Force getting ready to update us on what is happening. This will be the first time that we have heard from officials since this shooting was reported around 2:30 this afternoon. 3 people are dead. We have also learned 1 police officer was injured. We are waiting here. Of course, we're going to take this press conference live for you as soon as officials begin speaking.
Bailey, I stand here with a heavy heart today.
Paul Bailey addressing the media now for the first time since this shooting was reported at the Berrien County Courthouse around 2:30 this afternoon. We noticed there a state trooper with the Michigan State Police Force standing by with the sheriff. We did not hear from him at this press conference. The next one scheduled, as we all heard there, at 6 o'clock tonight. The sheriff confirming 2 bailiffs shot and killed. A deputy with the Berrien County Sheriff's Office has been injured and is listed in stable condition. We have also learned that several civilians have been injured, listed in stable condition at area hospitals. The sheriff, you'll note there, not saying how many civilians have been injured, has said that he has to go back, process, and gather that information. Looking now at a map of where the Berrien County Courthouse is. Of course, if you've been up there, you know it's along Port Street, right over the bridge there. North Wayne Street comes across the bridge. To the right of that, you have the courthouse and then the river, the canal rather, that goes into Lake Michigan. To the left, you have Port Street, some smaller streets that come off of it, Court Street, Church Street, and Wayne Street. Everyone being asked to avoid the area surrounding the Berrien County Courthouse tonight, again along Port Street right now. We are also told that WLS has sent their helicopter, giving us this aerial video that we're looking at live here tonight, thanks to the helicopter from WLS. Also, speaking of different television stations, WZZM, Wood TV, WWM TV, as well as our station, we have at least 6 news reporters either on the scene right now or working at this scene, plus our newsroom, I can tell you, is abuzz right now with all processing all of this information. We all want to know who was in court today, who is behind this, who is the suspect that was shot and killed inside the Berrien County Courthouse today around 2:30 this afternoon on the 3rd floor of the courthouse. We want to check in now with Jess Arnold, a news reporter of ours, standing by in the ABC 57 newsroom right now. She was monitoring all of the scanner traffic as it was coming in this afternoon around 2:30 when the shots were fired. Jess, what did you hear on the scanners? If you are just joining us, we have broke into programming to bring you the very latest on this breaking news situation that is unfolding right now in Berrien County, St. Joseph, Michigan. Shots fired at the county courthouse around 2:25 this afternoon. We have multiple reporters that are on the scene right now talking with law enforcement as well as with witnesses on the scene. We also now are hearing from Michigan Governor Rick Snyder, releasing a statement now telling ABC 57 News he is praying for the affected, asking everyone to join him in prayer. Governor Snyder says that he is waiting to learn more about this developing situation from Michigan State Police. Our newsroom is also working hard right now collecting tweets from employees who say that they were inside the courthouse when this unfolded. Take a look here. Heather Vitale says that just want everyone to know that I am okay. There was a shooting at the Berrien County Courthouse where I work. Another tweet from someone by the name Zarya Stark saying that there is someone shooting on the 3rd floor of the Berrien County Courthouse in St. Joe. Zarya also went on to tweet that the shooting apparently started as she was walking out of the building. She says that she was there on her first drop when she saw emergency vehicles, a courier there at the courthouse in Berrien County. She says, too, she is safe and unharmed. Again, here's what we know right now. The commissioner telling us 3 people are dead. We just heard that from Sheriff Bailey as well. At least 1 police officer injured. That police officer is listed right now in stable condition. Let's go live now to ABC 57's Vahid Sadrazadeh on the scene for us. Vahid, you were the first of our news reporters to get on the scene. What can you tell us? Letting us know what is happening there. He has confirmed 2 bailiffs have been shot and killed. A Berrien County Sheriff's deputy has been shot, rushed to Lakeland Hospital, listed in stable condition. We have also learned several civilians. The sheriff not saying how many other people have been shot, saying all of them listed 2 in stable condition. All of them rushed to Lakeland Regional Hospital in St. Joe. That is the very latest that we know from officials. Really hard to believe that this is happening here in our area. We are live streaming right now, no doubt. A lot of people watching on ABC57.com from around the country today, around the state of Indiana, around Michigan. Hard to believe that this is happening in our area, as Vahid said. We had so much sad news that we reported on last week from Minnesota, Louisiana, of course, Dallas, Texas. Over the weekend, gunshots fired at the police station in San Antonio, and for this to be unfolding in our area in Michiana, to have two bailiffs shot and killed while on the job inside the Berrien County Courthouse is really, really hard to understand on this Monday afternoon. Taking a look at this aerial footage that is being brought to us by ABC affiliate WLS out of Chicago, giving us an idea of just how many police agencies are on the scene there. Of course, you have the sheriff's office, city police, as well as state troopers on the scene. Vahid telling us just how large of a scene this is around the Berrien County Courthouse. If you have been in that area, you know to the right of the courthouse is the channel into Lake Michigan. To the left, you have some smaller streets there. Port Street, of course, which is where the Berrien County Courthouse is on. And then off of that, you have Court Street, Church Street, Wayne Street, and then the next major street over is Ship Street. All of those areas, as Vahid mentioned, blocked off tonight. And you can see all those vehicles there in the parking lot on this Monday afternoon. People who were inside the courthouse, perhaps there for work, other people there perhaps for court. As we know from what we just saw unfold in Dallas, those vehicles will sit there. People will not have access to their vehicles for quite some time as this crime scene, a very large one around the courthouse there, continues to develop right now. And we are learning, too, a lot of people asking what goes on the third floor where these gunshots rang out. We are told that there are a lot of civil cases that take place there. We had heard from Berrien County Sheriff Paul Bailey saying that he did not want to speak onto what unfolded as far as how this suspect was able to get a gun. WZZM, ABC affiliate, reporting tonight that that person who has not been identified was able to get a gun from a deputy's holster and then open fire. That's coming from WZZM. We now want to just listen in for a little bit of that press conference. It was the first time that we heard from officials there, the first time that we heard from Berrien County Sheriff Paul Bailey, again, just moments ago. Let's listen into the comments that he had. All right, I just wanted to run down where our news reporters are right now. Vahid Sadrazadeh on the scene there on the ground force in St. Joe. We heard from him. We heard from Torian Small. Both of them working very hard right now. Vahid is trying to work with officials to get the very latest details. Torian is working to get witnesses, talking to them, also trying to reach out to victims' families. I'm also told that Sarah Vest is now on the scene. We will hear from Sarah here in just a moment, as well as Taylor Populars, Andrina Centliver, Kaylee Bourgeois, Jess Arnold inside the newsroom, working the angles there. Let's go back out now to ABC 57's Vahid Sadrazadeh. Vahid, you have somebody standing by. I'm told this is a witness. As you mentioned there, Vahid, the next press conference coming to us at 6 o'clock, the first one unfolding at the top of the hour at 4 o'clock, where we heard from Berrien County Sheriff Paul Bailey, who confirmed for the first time two bailiffs were shot and killed inside the courthouse around 2:30 this afternoon. This is pictures. These are aerials coming to us from the ABC affiliate WLS out of Chicago. Their helicopter over the scene there. You can see there are bomb-sniffing dogs on the scene there. You can see they are going to take a while to process this large crime scene that is happening inside the Berrien County Courthouse. As that gentleman has just told our Vahid Sadrazadeh, his wife still inside the building. You have to imagine, we learned this, didn't we, from what unfolded last week in Dallas. Each person who works inside that building will have to be questioned. A long interview process. All those vehicles outside need to be checked. Still trying to figure out who is behind this, how they got to the county courthouse. Were they dropped off by a friend? Do they have a vehicle in that parking lot? So you have to imagine all the things that are going through investigators' minds right now. The good news for what unfolded is how quickly it was resolved. When this came out as an active shooter situation, you can only imagine what that is like for law enforcement, for those inside that building, a large building there, as this unfolded. As we heard, though, from Berrien County Sheriff Paul Bailey, the situation quickly resolved itself. The suspect quickly shot and killed, but not before taking the life of two bailiffs. We also know, as the sheriff told us, that one of his deputies was shot as well, rushed to Lakeland Hospital in stable condition. Of course, Lakeland Hospital in St. Joe, on Napier Avenue. That is where I believe Sarah Vest is on her way right now to Lakeland Hospital. And we are also told by the sheriff, several other people, this is a quote from him, several other people, civilians inside that building were also injured, also taken to Lakeland Hospital, but all listed, he said, in stable condition. At 6 o'clock, as Vahid mentioned, that'll be the next time that we hear from investigators on exactly what they know. But we do know that this situation, this active shooter situation, quickly resolved itself. We are live streaming right now on abc57.com. Lots of people watching from around the country tonight as this happens in our backyard. As Vahid mentioned, the county sheriff almost breaking down into tears as he talked about what is unfolding there in a small town in St. Joseph, Michigan. Really hard to believe after the week that we had with everything that was developing around our country, from what we had out of Minnesota and what we had out of Missouri, Dallas, Texas, gunshots towards police headquarters in San Antonio, which developed over the weekend. Just very difficult to grasp that this is happening in our backyard tonight. WZZM reporting that somehow that guy was on his way, headed off to jail, was able to get a gun from a deputy holster and open fire. The sheriff not confirming that during that press conference at 4 o'clock, but that's what reporters are telling WZZM, sources are telling them tonight. All right, from aerial view to a ground view now. We're able to see street level outside of the courthouse. You can see crime tape is up. You can see state police are also on the scene, which will be processing this crime scene throughout the night tonight. This is going to take a while. We are also hearing from Michigan Governor Rick Snyder saying that Michigan State Police have secured the scene there at the Berrien County Courthouse and has started its investigation into the shooting that occurred this afternoon. The governor going on to say via Twitter, please join me in praying for those affected. We will share more information here from MSP as it becomes available. That is coming down from Governor Rick Snyder here over the past half hour. And also, as what happened in Dallas, Texas, people quickly taking to social media this afternoon saying that they heard the gunshots, that they were either inside the building, just leaving the building. Zarya Stark was tweeting out that she was safe, that she was just going to her vehicle. Her first tweet this afternoon coming out just after 2:30 this afternoon, saying there is someone shooting on the 3rd floor of the Berrien County Courthouse in St. Joseph where I courier. I am safe and unharmed. They started shooting apparently as I walked out after my first pickup. As I was going to my first drop, I saw emergency vehicles. This is an active shooting happening right now where I work. I am safe. I just got to my car when it all started. No more information than that. Those were the first tweets that kind of alerted us from Zarya Stark, first witness tweets that were coming out at the time that this was unfolding. We also have Jess Arnold working in our newsroom right now. She has been listening to scanner traffic that has unfolded this afternoon. We were able to record some of that, and I want to pass along just those scary moments as this unfolded for law enforcement. Let's listen for a moment. Those were the scary moments on the scanner around 2:30 this afternoon as those shots were first reported, as they first rang out. And again, as the sheriff has passed along, 2 bailiffs were shot and killed. A Berrien County deputy was shot, rushed to Lakeland Hospital, listed in stable condition. We have also been told by the sheriff several other people have been shot as well. They also have been rushed to Lakeland Regional Hospital in St. Joe. All of them are listed in stable condition. The sheriff saying that his crew right now, along with state police, are working to secure the scene. We know that the shooting situation has ended. We are told that the shooter has been killed, was killed quickly after those gunshots first rang out, but of course you still have to go through floor by floor and process this crime scene from the parking lot to the surrounding areas. And if you are watching tonight, perhaps you live in St. Joe or Benton Harbor, this is going to be right over the bridge, the North Wayne Street Bridge there, as you have the canal that goes into Lake Michigan. The courthouse on Port Street to the right, you have that canal to the left, you have Court Street, Church Street, Wayne Street. The next larger street over from Port Street is Ship Street. All of those areas blocked off right now. You can see ABC 57's Vahid Sadrazadeh on the ground there for us. He is with Torian Small. They are working right now to talk with those who have been impacted by this, whether it be a witness, whether it be somebody who is outside that heard what was happening, the commotion as all those emergency crews rushed to the Berrien County Courthouse. We are also working to identify who the shooter is, what they were in court for, what was unfolding there on the 3rd floor of the courthouse. We know on the 3rd floor that's where civil cases are heard, as far as who was in court at that time. We're working right now in the ABC 57 newsroom to answer some of those questions. My producer letting me know now that ABC 57 Sarah Vest is ready to give us a report now from Lakeland Hospital in St. Joseph. That is where all of the victims in this shooting have been taken, including a Berrien County Sheriff's deputy. Sarah, what's the latest from your location? All right, Sarah Vest live for us now in front of Lakeland Regional Medical Center on Napier Avenue. Just want to clarify something that Sarah had said there. Sheriff's deputy in the hospital. Sheriff's deputy. We know the sheriff is okay. Sheriff Paul Bailey at 4 o'clock giving us the very latest information on what has happened. He had said that one of his deputies listed in stable condition there at Lakeland Regional Hospital, along with several other civilians that are also listed, in stable condition right now. Let's go back out to ABC 57's Vahid Sadrazadeh and Torian Small continue our team coverage there on the ground in St. Joseph. Gentlemen.